All right, welcome back to Real Class. I'm still your guide, M.A. Ido, and this time we are looking at Priest Noon Tale by Geoffrey Chaucer. All right, yes, it's a very long narrative poem. All right, about a particular widow who has two daughters. All right, and then at the back of her house, she has, a particular cock referred to as Chanticleer, and Chanticleer has 7 hens as his wives. All right. So one day, Chanticleer had a very terrible nightmare and called on his senior and most loved wife, known as Petilot, and explained to her that look at the terrible dream I had, that I was being pursued and uh, rough-handled in the dream. And Petilot, the wife, dismissed it, calling the husband a coward. And the husband cited series of so many dreams that people had in the past and that came to reality. All right. Be that as it may, the husband, Chanticleer, still dismissed everything and then life goes on. But one day, while he was in his house, Fox had invited him to the backyard and challenged him for him to sing, that challenging Chanticleer. That Chanticleer, can you sing the way your father used to sing in the past? Your father was a very good singer. And the Chanticleer agreed that yes, he could actually sing just like his father. And then as he stretched his neck to sing, the fox held the neck and then ran away, which means the terrible dream he had is already coming to pass or has soon come to pass. Okay, and while Chanticleer shouted that he has been caught by the fox, what happened? The widow and then the daughters, all of them ran after the fox. And then while they were pursuing the fox, what happened was that Chanticleer had told the fox that he should just turn around a little and then shout and curse the people who are pursuing them, that see that they are all foolish, that he was going to eat him. And then the fox agreed and then opened his mouth to curse the people pursuing them. As he opened his mouth, Chanticleer quickly disappeared and then flew up to the tree that was close by. And at that point in time, what happened? The fox started to beg Chanticleer that, come, I have a very good intention for you. It's not what you think. I'm not going to eat you up. Okay. And then, but the lesson has been learned at that point in time that whatever you do, I'm not going to trust you anymore. Okay. And the moral of the story is that we shouldn't trust anyone, no matter how close a person is to us. You can see the trust that Chanticleer has on, the fox. All right, believing that it was because of the song that the fox was around for him to sing just like the way his father used to sing. But as he stretched his neck, so how they grabbed the Chanticleer by the neck, and then if not for divine intervention. So in our next class, we are going to be looking at the theme and of course the literary devices that are embedded in the poem.
All right, welcome to Real Class again. My name still remains M.A. Ido, your guide. And this time we are looking at Priest Noon's Tale by Geoffrey Chaucer. All right, yes, Geoffrey Chaucer's Noon's Priest Tale is about a poor widow who has two daughters, and at her backyard she rears fowls. All right, and then she has a cock known as Chanticleer. Chanticleer has 7 hens as his wives, and then his favorite and most senior wife is called Petilot. One day, Chanticleer had a terrible nightmare, alright, and called Petilot to explain to her about the terrible nightmare he had had. Alright, and Petilot dismissed the dream, calling her husband coward. Alright, and then in line with that, what Chanticleer said to the wife is that there was series of citations buttressing the point that there were so many persons in the past who had had terrible nightmares and how their dreams had come to pass. But regardless of that, Petilot still dismissed the dream as something that is actually tantamount to meaninglessness. Alright, and then one day, what happened? Chanticleer was actually invited to the backyard by the fox and was challenged by the fox to sing just like his father. And then Chanticleer agreed that yes, he could actually sing just like his father. And as Chanticleer stretched his neck to sing, that was how the fox grabbed it by the neck and then decides to run away. In the course of running, Chanticleer was actually shouting that he has been held. Alright, and then the widow alongside her two daughters ran after the fox. And then Chanticleer now reveals to the fox that, see, the people that are pursuing us now, just stop and curse them. Tell them that you're going to eat me up. And then the fox agreed, stopped, and cursed the people pursuing them that, see, there is nothing you are going to do to me. I'm going to eat this person or this, Chanticleer I've held right now. Okay, and then immediately he opened his mouth. What happened to Chanticleer? Chanticleer flew up to the what? To the tree nearby. And then the fox started, begging that, see, calm down, it's not what you think. I'm a very lovely person. I won't do you any harm. Okay, but the lesson has been learned already. Yeah, and the lesson learned here is that no one, no matter what, should be trusted, because betrayal is actually real. Okay, so in our next class, we are going to be looking at the various themes and then the, literary devices that are embedded in the poem therein. Alright. Alright, now we are looking at the themes of The Priest Noon's Tale by Geoffrey Chaucer. These are the some of the themes found in the poem. Number one, we have theme of betrayal. Alright, the fox actually betrays Chanticleer. He came as a friend, and then because of believing him, singing, Chanticleer was actually grabbed by the truth and then taken away. Theme of manipulation still boils down to the issue of the fox that manipulates, Chanticleer into believing that it was just a normal song he had asked Chanticleer to sing. And Chanticleer too also manipulated his way into escaping from the mouth of the fox, telling him that, okay, you stop and curse the people pursuing us, telling them that you are going to eat me up. And as he did that, that was how Chanticleer also escaped. Now, dream as a prophecy. Now, remember that at the beginning of the poem, Chanticleer had told the wife Pettilot about the terrible nightmare he had had and how the wife had dismissed it. And eventually it came to pass. Alright, that dream he had came to pass because Fox actually held Chanticleer, if not for divine intervention. Dismissal of reality. It was Pettilot that actually dismissed the dream had by the husband, Chanticleer, which landed the husband in trouble. So away from there, we look at the literary devices, hyperbole. It is hyperbolic for us to think that, Chanticleer can actually crow more than his peers in the whole, land or the whole world at large. Now, personification. My love walks through the land. Alright, how can love be walking as though human? Then we also talk about apostrophe, O destiny, you cannot be estrewed. What apostrophe? A direct address to an absent person, abstract ideas or object as though present or listening. These are the things found in the poem. Then we talk about onomatopoeia, cock-a-doodle, alright? The cock-a-doodle there, or cock-cock-cock there, actually reveals the sound made by Chanticleer. What's onomatopoeia? A literary device in which the sound of a word reveals the meanings. Then you talk about narration as a device. Yes, throughout the poem we have a narration, alright? Why? Because we are told story about Chanticleer and of course Pettilot and the widow who actually has the animals in question. We also have foreshadowing there. The dream there actually foreshadows the impending doom of Chanticleer and all of that. So that's that. In our next class, we are going to look at African drama, talking about the marriage of Anasewa by F.W.T. Sutherland.